The truth is simple, brothers. Elevation requires separation. And what that means is if you want to elevate in your life and you want to be the best version of yourself, you cannot be hanging around the same people that keep getting the same results. And there's no bad blood. We wish everybody well. But for example, I can't hang around somebody that parties every single day if I'm locking in on my goals and dreams, right? I can't hang around somebody that is not working on themselves to be great if I'm working on myself to be great. This is the time more important now than ever to actually surround yourself with the people that matches your algorithm of life. What I mean by that is we have social media and we can follow people that inspire us, that motivate us, that's on the same wavelength as us. That's important, right? I think that's what you guys are doing here. Somebody that is purpose driven, you're purpose driven. We are a good match for friendship online, for a brotherhood online. But what I'm begging you guys to do is to take that same philosophy and apply it to your real life. Your real life deserves for you to actually have somebody that is locked in and purpose driven in your life. And if nobody is around you that's able or capable to do that, if nobody around you is purpose driven, then this might be the time for separation. Because this is your season to elevate. This is your season to be the best version of yourself. We don't have time to waste because we truly don't know when our last days on earth will be. Every day that we're awake, we need to take that with a sense of importance and a sense of purpose. We need to make sure that we're fostering relationships that will help us elevate. That doesn't mean that everybody in your life has to give you something so you can be great. It's not transactional. That's not what I'm recommending. But what I am recommending is a true purpose-driven person will want to help you the same way you, because I know you want to help your friends because I want to help my friends. I want to help my peers, but we can't help everybody. I want to see people win. I want to see people elevate, but they have to put the work in themselves to make it happen. I can't help them drink the water. I could lead them to the water, but it's their decision to drink the water or not. And so when I say you need to make sure that your real life, you have people in your life that matches your algorithm of life. What does algorithm mean? An algorithm is what social media uses, right, to give you, curate, and foster for you the best content possible, the content that you will most likely be interested in so you can stay on their platform. Okay. All right. So that's what an algorithm is. And your algorithm is tailored to the things that you like. It studies what you like. It studies what you watch. It studies what you might be interested in. And that's what it's going to show you. Well, you need to apply that same philosophy over to your life. What are you interested in? What do you want to learn about? Who are the people that you want to surround yourself with? What conversations do you want to have? Your real life has an algorithm as well. Your real life has an algorithm as well. But you're not taking your real life algorithm as seriously as you do social media, right? You have to transfer that over to real life. You have to make sure that you are actually hanging around people that won't drag you down. Now, here's the truth. It's hard to find purpose-driven people over the world, all over the world. That's definitely difficult. That is one reason why I created this channel. We do have a Discord that you can join so you can meet brothers that are like-minded, because I believe that community is very important. But at the same time, I understand that something that's online and something that is in your physical, tangible life is two different things. We respect both. We can love both. But at the end of the day, you also live in your own real world. And my advice to you is to embrace solitude, embrace being alone, because it's that separation that's going to create the elevation that you're looking for in your life. You are looking to elevate. You are looking to be great. I remember when I was in high school and I had a conversation with one of my great friends. To this day, he's still doing great. And I'll tell you about this quick story, but it's an important story, right? And he asked me, how can I be great? How can I be on your level? What's some advice that you can give me? Because he was so good at soaking in information. He never thought that he knew it all. And I quickly realized this is somebody that I would like to be around. And I gave him advice and I said, well, elevation requires separation, so you're gonna have to be that wolf to lead the pack, and your pack is going to be friends who may not be on your same grind or understand how to put in that work, or be as consistent as you are or as disciplined as you are. So that requires you to leave the pack so you can eventually and hopefully lead the pack, so they can see what you're doing and they can follow your example or create their own path, but still have been inspired by you taking a chance on yourself. That was my advice for him. And now, he's working, he's making a decent amount of money. He's going after his goals, he's going after his dreams, and he has separated himself from people who are not on the same wavelength as him. He has separated himself from people who do not share the same values or energy as him. Energy meaning energy, we're putting in this work, energetic. People who are not energetic about life. Energy, also the feeling you get when you are around people. What is the vibes that they're giving off? The vibration, that's real. That's so real. Science has proved that everything around us is vibrating. It is always on. It's always moving. Nothing is truly a full solid. Not even me. Not even the solids that we think is around us. This fridge is not even a full solid. It's molecules that's tightly packed together moving, right? I'm getting a little nerdy now, off topic, but the reason I say that is everything has a vibration. When somebody walks into the room, you might not be feeling their vibe. Trust your gut. Your gut is trying to tell you something. Your gut is trying to tell you something. I wouldn't trust that vibe either. So he's locking in, he's doing the things that he needs to do. He's making sure that people are matching his energy. He's making sure that people are positive around him. And some people don't understand why he works so hard and why he's so young and working so hard. And he's like, I don't have any other choice. I have to go hard. I have to put in this work. Time is slipping and I don't want time to slip. And I didn't do the best that I could with the time that I have. You see how he's thinking? You see his train of thought, right? So we have to understand that once we have this time, we can't waste it. It automatically becomes one of the most important things in our life is how do we value our time? And we're not going to be valuing our time if we're spending it around people who also don't want to elevate. And that's where separation comes from. And now he has peers, friends that are saying, man, your life, man, your life is looking better. Your life is looking good. What are you doing? And so the advice that I gave him about elevation requiring separation worked. And now he's able to lead the pack, lead by example, and show people that this is possible, right? We're not trying to leave people behind. We're not trying to say that we don't care about people or we don't love people or we don't want to see people win, but we have to win first. Sometimes we have to be the example. We have to be the example for others. You understand what I'm saying, bro? It's you. Everybody looking for a leader, but at the end of the day, you might be that leader, not only for yourself, but for those around you as you motivate them and inspire them to be their own leader. I'll give you another conversation I had when I was in college. I believe this was my senior year and or my junior year. And it was my junior year, I believe. I was in the library. And this young man comes up to me. He's new to the school. I think he was a freshman at the time or a sophomore. I think he was a freshman. And he asked me and he said, man, how are you so involved on campus without being in a fraternity? I have nothing against fraternities. I just believe that brotherhood doesn't have to be in a frat. You know, like it could be whatever you make it, whatever you want to be. I like to move around. I hung with all the frat bros. Like I was cool with all of them. And I wouldn't party. I'm not a partier, but I was cool with all of them. They would do community service. I'd pop out and do something with this frat, that frat. I didn't want to be tied down. I have friends here and there. For me, that's smart to navigate. But he asked me, he was like, man, why didn't you join a frat? And he was like, how are you still doing great things on campus? How are you still a prominent figure on campus and you didn't join a fraternity? And I told him, and I said, you don't need that. There's a lot of people that come into college and they think, man, I need to join a frat so I could be cool. And it's like, I was already cool because I believed that I was cool. I didn't need to prove my point to nobody. I didn't need to act cool to be in the cool club with nobody. I just had to be real and authentic because that's what people were missing. So it was to the point where frats would reach out to me to see if I could join their brotherhood. And I simply said no because that was my personal choice. I got nothing against nobody who's in one. But at the end of the day, you have to understand your own value. And I gave him that advice, and he's still trying to join frats and stuff like that. To this day, probably. He still wants to be in frats. Shout out to him. I got nothing against him. Everybody got to find their own way. But I told him what worked for me. Right? Separation and understanding my value. See, a lot of times we feel like we have to be in with the cool kids. A lot of times we feel like we got to be in a frat. A lot of times we feel like we got to party every weekend. A lot of times we feel like we have to have a big friend group or we won't feel included in what's going on. Why do you want to feel included? Separation allows you to work on yourself and work on the things that you want to work on, right? Some people need a frat. Some people need that brotherhood. But for me, I just like to create the life that I want. I've always loved to do that. I love to create my own schedule. I love to create, because why? Because this is what works for me. What works for me may not work for you, but I got to figure out what works for me. And I got to go ahead and do that. Point is, I separated myself, not because I thought that I was better, but because I know that I needed to work on myself. That's what I knew. I knew myself, right? I knew that if I joined a frat, I would have to party, because that's kind of what they do. They host parties from time to time. Not all frats. They have business frats and stuff like that, but you get the point. If I'm not a partier, I got to understand and know myself that I'd rather have my time on the weekends given back to me so I could actually prepare for the real world. Think about what I want, have a vision about where I want to be, where I want to live, what I want to do. I need to have that for the real world. Like, that's the stuff that matters. Put my watch on so I know the time, so I don't waste time. Like, this is the real world. I don't want to party. I want to lock in. And to each his own, but I just want to lock in. That's it. And I knew that I wanted to lock in since college. Since college, bro. So separation, not being in a frat or not hanging around everybody or not being all the way social allowed me to figure out who I am. You need to spend time with yourself. You have to understand that elevation requires separation. And there's a lot of people looking now and they're like, man, look what he's doing. Look at the great things that he's doing. Look what he's building. It was possible because for 4 years, I wasn't doing what everybody else was doing. I was figuring out who I am. I was self-improving. I was going through the trenches. That allowed me to open up this camera, press record, and be able to make an impact on people's lives because I wasn't wasting time. I was building my story. I was building up the type of man that I am. I was going to the gym every day consistently, right? I was applying discipline and consistency. I've been in an environment where people party every week, and I said, no, I have to lock in on my goals and dreams. I've done it because I knew that one day I would at least be speaking to my future son from man to man and letting him know the type of life that he could live if he's disciplined and focused. Little did I know I'd be speaking to over 90,000 people, but I'm grateful that I am. Super, super grateful, which means, and which makes me happy even more, that I separated myself, worked on myself. Essentially, what I'm saying is I took the harder way, I took the harder route, right? I took the harder route, so hopefully you don't have to. So I can come back and report to you and let you know what it's like, if it's worth it or not. And I'm trying to tell you, it's not worth trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's not worth having 1,000 friends. What is worth it is putting in the work. That's worth it. That's worth it, because the truth is you'll have like one or two good friends, you know. That's what it is. Like, that's the truth. You'll have one or two good friends at the end of the day, right? But you never gonna have like all the friends in the world. Everybody's not gonna love you. So separation, again, it allows you to work on yourself, and you are your greatest project. You need that time to work on yourself and create the life that you want. You actually need that. You don't have to party. You don't have to fit in. You don't gotta fit in and be cool. You already cool. Right? Separation is good. Separate yourself from people so you can actually learn who you are, so you can actually work on yourself, so you can actually build yourself up to be the man that you want to be. Separate yourself from the people that doesn't want to put in the work. They don't want to grind. They don't want to lock in. Separate yourself from that. My advice is separate yourself from everybody for a certain amount of time so you can literally just lock in on you. When's the last time you locked in on you? And for me, that's a problem if you can't lock in on you, but you locking in for everybody else, for everything else, doing everything in the book, but you can't lock in on you. Man, this life is short. When you spend that time, you can't get it back. Again, elevation requires separation. If you want to elevate, nothing can drag you down. Right? Understand, when you have friends, you got to be there. You have to nurture those relationships. You got to be there for your friends if they need something from you. That could take away time from your grind. I'm not saying don't have friends. I'm not saying don't have a brotherhood. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world when you have somebody on the same energy as you, when you have somebody that's on their purpose as well. Shout out to my friends. Shout out to my brothers. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I think it's one of the most beautiful things in the world, bro, for real. No cap. But what I'm saying, bro, is you have to be there for people. And if you're not ready to be there for people, bro, you need to be there for yourself first. Fill up your own cup before you can help others. That was my point. When I was in college, I was filling up my own cup. I was focused on me. Yeah, I get back to the community. I do this and that. I hang out with my peers and a couple friends here and there. But I was really much to myself. I really was. Stayed home. I was locked in. I go to the movie theaters for fun. Like, I'm a homebody, bro. I be chilling, bro. I don't got time to be flexing outside, and I don't got time to be stunning on people, or I don't got time to try to fit in, and I don't care about other people's opinions. Like, I love my own company, and I love that my home is so comfortable. You got to make your home comfortable. Buy a nice soft couch, a nice big screen TV with a fireplace at the bottom. Like, make your home comfy, make your home beautiful, comfortable, so you don't gotta leave it. My home is like a vacation spot, right? My environment is like a vacation spot. The people I hang around is like I'm on vacation with them, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what matters. That's what matters. That's what matters. How can you build your life to be something beautiful, to be something great? First thing you got to do, though, is you got to build yourself up. First thing you got to do is you got to take care of yourself, bro. You can't be afraid to separate yourself from people who are not on the same energy as you. I can't have a ton of friends, because then it's like, man, it's like Are you doing what you need to do, bro? I can't drag you to the top. I'm trying to drag you to the top. I'm gonna try and drag you to the top of the mountain with me. I just drag you to the top. You gotta want it, bro. You have to want to make it to the top of the mountain with us, bro. We can't drag you. You gonna make us all fall, crash, and burn. I was watching a movie last night called Martian. I think Mars, something like that. And it's about Mars exploration. Literally did not get through the movie. You know, tired. Tired. But I watched like the first 10 minutes. And in this movie, they on Mars and like a huge storm is coming their way. Spoiler alert. Huge storm is coming their way. The movie just started. It's like 5 of them in the spaceship. So main character was like talking to the captain of the ship, and he told her, yo, let's wait out the storm. Let's wait out the storm. Like, we could wait it out because we have a job to do here. I think we could wait it out. We have a job to do on Mars. Let's finish that job. She said, no, let's abort mission. Let's leave. Right. I was like, damn. So they left the spaceship trying to fix things and get things ready for the rocket to go back to Earth. Man, that storm came so quick, bro. Storm came quick. Storm came, and then one of the debris off the ship, one of the debris or whatever on Mars, whatever the world, bro, hit dude in the face. Boom. He goes out flying, bro. Like, he goes out flying like he was a football, like Tom Brady threw a football, like boom, like he's gone. So the team looking for him. Hey, main character, hey. Storm getting worse. They have to get the ship ready to go. They had to leave him. Because the truth is, if they kept looking for him, they all would have probably died. Now, would they have died? I don't think so, because spoiler alert, homie survived, and the movie goes on from there. So he made it through. He survived, and then he took care of himself, whatever. But the thing is, they had to leave. They had to separate themselves so they could elevate and make it back to Earth. Because if they stayed there looking for one person, how many more lives on that ship, on that rocket ship would have been lost? How many more lives would have been lost? What if they didn't? What if somebody didn't? So he made it through the storm. What if they didn't make it through the storm? So they thought that he was dead. Because the way he got hit and how powerful the storm was, they thought he was dead. And I can't blame them. It's a very tough situation, right? For me, it's like nobody left behind. Let's search. But when I say it's a bad storm, I mean, like, it's a bad storm on Mars, bro. So, like, it's a different type of storm. Like, it's raining rocks. Like, it's crazy. So at the end of the day, they had to leave and make it back, right? And what I'm trying to say, brother, is it's not easy to leave. It's not easy to separate yourself, right? But if you stay in an environment, even for people that we think are good, but they're lost, but they're not putting in the work, but they're not on the grind, you can ruin your life. Trying to search for something in a storm when you know you need to elevate and leave that toxic environment. It's storming there. You can't save nobody there. They got to save themselves. You got to go. You done told people we got the rocket ship. You just got to come in the rocket ship. They don't want to come. They don't believe a storm's coming. You have to go. You got to go. Elevation requires separation. In the Bible, Noah had a vision from God that it was going to flood. Noah built this ship, and he told people it's from God. It's from our God. He's going to flood the earth. He's going to restart. Y'all need to hop on this. Hey, people who didn't hop on, they thought he was crazy. They thought he was, going cuckoo. What do you mean the earth is going to get flooded? Stop playing with me. right? But at the end of the day, you can't try to drag everybody and bring them in the ship. You tried to help them already. There's so much that you can do, and there's you just gotta, all that energy that you got, just keep elevating. You can't save everybody. It's flooded and you trying to swim in the water and save, you gonna drown. You gotta understand your limits. You gotta understand your limits. You gotta stay locked in. You gotta stay focused. You gotta separate yourself sometimes, and it's going to hurt. It's not going to be easy, but your separation, it requires sacrifice. You're not going to be successful, and you haven't sacrificed anything. Why are you worthy of that? Why are you worthy of success when you haven't put the work in and you haven't sacrificed anything? I'm not saying to sacrifice your health. I'm not saying to sacrifice your friends. I'm not saying to sacrifice your family, like family time and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying to no. Nurture your friendships, nurture your family, take care of your health, get proper sleep, get proper rest. What I'm saying, brother, is when it's time for you to elevate, you have to sacrifice the things that no longer serve you. You have to sacrifice the things that's not helping you elevate to where you want to go. Like, stop it. Like, stop it. You can't save everybody. You can't be in the dark and in the light. You need to separate yourself. You trying to be in the club and you trying to do this. You trying to be in the club and you trying to be in the gym. You trying to be in the club and you trying to be in church. You trying to be in the club and you trying to, like, you need to pick one. You need to pick the direction that you want to go in. I ain't telling you what to do. If it's the darkness, then it's the darkness, my G. That's on you. Where you want to go, you need to focus on that. If it's the light, then it's the light. The side that you choose it. You trying to stay in an environment that's toxic. You trying to make it out the streets, but stay in the streets. I see pictures. I remember I was watching a video on YouTube, and we was talking about the black community in this video, and a lot of people, grow up in tough environments, me included, seeing people who grew up in the streets and stuff like that, being part of that environment, being part of, being in that, in the hood, because that's where the affordable housing is at, seeing people smoking weed all day and stuff like that, seeing people sell drugs, seeing people die in front of my house, having, traumatic experiences. But here's what's even crazier though, bro. What's even crazier is some people make it out that environment, but then they still try to, like act like they still in that environment. Right. And that's toxic. You don't have to post your degree online, and then you're trying to act gangster at the same time. It's cool to be smart. That's gangster. Being smart is that's true. That's really being a G. Right, like making it out your environment, that's truly being a G. Because at the end of the day, you can't take the hood out of me. You can't take my experiences out of me. But at the same time, I'm elevating. I'm not supposed to just stay in that environment. I'm gonna remember the code and ethics and stuff like that. You learn those type of things, how to move. Don't tell everybody your business. Keep it private until it's permanent. Like a lot of those things you can learn from street code. But let me tell you something, bro. It's business mode now, bro. I want to shake hands with people that has elevated their life. I want to keep moving forward to show the people who's in those environments that they can do it too, that they can become successful too, that they can pick up a camera and change their life too. They can do whatever they want to do, bro. Whatever their true heart desires. You see what I'm saying? There's no limits on anybody. There's no limits on us. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and act gangster and this and that. You don't got to do all that. It's either in you or it's not, bro. You can't fake the funk. Pick a side. Are you elevating or not? Separation is important, because that's how you show people that you do love. That's how you show people that you truly do care about, how they can be great. You got to separate yourself. How you hanging around people all day 24/7, but those are the same people you want to help? You have to lead the way. You have to make the decision. All right, nobody want to work out. All right, let me go to this gym. Let me work out. Let me be the one to work out. Let me be the one to have these muscles. Let it be me. And hopefully I can inspire, help, motivate people to come after so they can do this too. Because I want them to be looking good and feeling good as well. Sometimes you have to be the leader, bro. Right? It's a beautiful morning, man. We got our coffee mug right here. Let me come in and get my coffee right here. You feel me? Get my coffee, man. You know. Let me get my cold brew. You know I drink cold brew. This one open? Nah, this the new one. Let me get the old one that's already open. You know what I'm saying, y'all? But you gotta be that example, bro. You know, for real. Like, we waiting on everybody else to be the example. You gotta be the example. You know what I'm saying? Let's pour a little cold brew while we talk. How y'all doing, man? I hope y'all doing good, man. Pouring some cold brew right now. You know, early morning grind. Sacrifice, man. You know, that's important, man. Separating yourself, and you got to get comfortable with being alone. You know, that's really what it is. Ooh, tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama. Never do that. But you know, the point is we got to be okay with being alone, for real. I don't think we cool with being alone. I think a lot of people scared to be alone, and you know, a lot of people want friends, and you know, all that is good. All that is good. The truth is, though, you know, once you have a good friend, you have a good friend for life. Don't rush that process. Appreciate your alone time. My bad. Appreciate your alone time. Appreciate the life that you have right now. Appreciate all of that. Appreciate it. And be okay with being by yourself. Be okay with being alone. That's where a lot of the answers are going to come from. That's where you'll have a lot of, you know, introspection. That's where you can think about the life that you're living. You can think about the decisions that you want to make. You can think about where you want to go, you know, towards your future. You can think about all of those things. Like, that's what it's about. You cannot be afraid to be alone. You cannot be scared of being alone. That's where the magic happens. Building a relationship with yourself. Building a relationship with yourself. You cannot be afraid to be alone, right? You need that alone time. It's a must. It's not even like you need that time to be alone, to lock in, right? You got to separate yourself so you don't have outside influence that may not be positive. You see what I'm saying? You got to know the life that you want, and you have to go after it. Full throttle. Again, like I said, this life is short, but it's also what you make it, brother. So sip on that cold brew, put that work in, give yourself some love, give yourself some respect, and understand that if you love yourself, you're going to be disciplined enough to do the things that you need to do to make your life better. All right. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. We got one-on-one consultations. We got the Discord. Got a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be linked below. You know, those are just resources for you so you can self-improve and be the best version of yourself. I'm available to y'all, man. I just want to keep on, you know, talking to y'all, making these videos, helping people be on their purpose. You know, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of life, is that you get to do something in life, but you don't just keep it to yourself. You can share that and help other people. That's the true meaning of life. That's the true meaning of brotherhood. Peace.